Hello there and welcome back to my channel. If you've never seen my face before, my name's Emily and I'm a registered dietitian. Today I wanted to make a video that's kind of a part 2 to a video that I did a little while ago. One of the most popular videos on this channel is a day in the life of a dietitian. Last time I did it I was in my previous role with working with adults in the community. I've now got a new role, which if you would like to hear more about what is it and a bit of a Q&A on that, I will link those videos in the I button up above. So I'm hoping this will help anyone who are currently studying to be a dietitian or just anyone who's kind of generally interested and would like to learn more about what a day looks like for us. I didn't want to just film the 9 to 5 because obviously there's a lot I can't show you and it would be a bit boring me just sat talking about it, but also I wanted to show kind of the work-life balance as well. So I think that's a really important thing to keep in mind when you are picking a job or looking at jobs. It's got to be something that fits in with your lifestyle and gives you a really good work-life balance, because as much as we all love to grind and work really hard, and it is important and I'm so passionate about working hard and being good at my job, but we've got a life as well. So I wanted to be really honest in this video and kind of break apart that culture that you always have to be working and grinding and you can't relax and you can't do anything other than dietetics. You have to live and breathe dietetics, because I'm really passionate about my job. I love my job, but I have other hobbies and other interests, and I really wanted that to come across in this video. And I don't want people to feel intimidated by this culture that dietitians have to constantly watch webinars and they have to constantly talk about nutrition, they have to eat super healthy. I'm not about that, so hopefully we're breaking that stigma one video at a time. Also really open to new video ideas, so if you do think of anything throughout that you would like to know more about, or just anything in general that you'd like me to speak about more, please feel free to leave me a comment down below and I will try to get back to you as soon as I can. Without me talking your ear off anymore, let's get on with the video. Your alarm going off in the morning is never fun, is it? No matter how much you love your job. But I wake up at 6 because this day I was going into the office, and then I like to shower in the morning so I'm all fresh and ready for the day. I do put on some makeup if I'm going into the office, just because no one needs to see me without makeup. That's just scary. And then I'm just drying my hair to make sure I'm all ready for the day. I wanted to show some clips of while I'm getting ready for the day. So we had some vlogs and some Sims videos as well, which I'm a little bit obsessed with, but I just wanted to show that dietitians don't just watch webinars all the time and don't just watch like educational videos. We are normal people as well. So here I'm just showing you what I was wearing for the day. I just had a shirt which was from Marks and Spencer's, and my trousers are actually from Marks and Spencer's as well, but at this point I was still in my slippers, so don't worry, I will show you the outfit when I'm all dressed and ready to get out in the cold. And next I'm just making the bed so it's all nice and tidy, ready to get into later on tonight, and then I'm going to head downstairs, have some breakfast and make my lunch for the day. So I like to mix it up a bit with lunch, and we do have a fridge at work thankfully and a kettle and stuff like that, so there's quite a lot of options. But on this day we had like burger buns that needed using up, so I just chucked some ham, some garlic mayo and some cucumber into one of those. And I've just got some fruit for my packed lunch and some tomatoes to snack on as well. For breakfast I had one of these New York Bakery pumpkin spice Halloween bagels, which my nan actually picked up for me, and they're really yummy. I've finished the packet now, but I am wondering if they're still doing them because it was delicious. And I'm just making myself a coffee with the Rebel Kitchen oat milk. I have oat milk just because I can't tolerate a large amount of dairy, because I did actually used to have a cow's milk protein allergy, but I think because I never had it regularly in my diet I just never got used to it that much. So yeah, the oat milk is definitely a bit gentler on my poor stomach. But I'm just putting some butter and banana on my bagel ready to eat for breakfast. So here's my final outfit for the day, if you like. I was all wrapped up because it was absolutely freezing, So I had my hat on and everything, first hat of the year, but as you'll see when I go out to my car, I actually had to scrape it because it was so cold, it was all frozen. But I'm just heading out, and it's a good job I was running on time because scraping your car does take a decent amount of time actually, as I learned. So I will definitely be more prepared in days to come. Look how frozen it is. I couldn't believe it. It was really thick, but I used my trusty scraper and some de-icer, and we managed to get it thawed out just in time to leave for work at about 8:10. My commute to work is just under an hour, so it is a little bit of a trek, but I did make it there safely, thankfully, and got all set up ready to start the day. So I turned my trusty work mobile on and got all set up with my work laptop. Now we've come to the bit that I can't really show you, but of patient confidentiality, of course. So you've just seen me put my bag at my desk and turn my work mobile on, and that's at just before 9 o'clock when I get into the office. So I start work at 9, so the first thing I do is turn my laptop on, of course, and open my emails. The day I was recording this video was a Friday, so I had some emails from kind of the previous evening, and for anyone who starts earlier in the morning, they can catch up. They can send out emails before I've even started work, so I did have a couple to catch up on. An example of emails we received might be from the school nurses informing us of new weights or any issues the children's feeds that they might need sorting, or emails from colleagues. So I think we had an email this day about confirming our Christmas annual leave. Really ranged between kind of clinical queries and just general kind of admin things. But first things first, I like to clear my emails and get everything done that I can before I start on any other work. So after I cleared my emails, it was probably getting on for about 10 o'clock. So we do manage a lot of our own caseload. So this day in my diary, I did have in to call a couple of patients. So say we see a patient in clinic and we think, oh, okay, we might like to try you with a supplement or a fibre supplement, something like that. So we might send out some samples and then say, oh, okay, I'll give you a call in a couple of weeks time or so and we'll see how you got on. Now our clinics might not be that frequent, so we might just pop them in our diary to do what we call kind of an ad hoc call. And that's what I was doing on this morning. I also did some letters then based on these calls. So that took me probably until just after 11. And I did this day actually have a meeting at 12 o'clock, which was a child in need meeting. So I'm not the best person to ask about child in need meetings. This was the first one that I'd actually attended, and they tend to be more led by the social workers. So for this particular child there were some concerns. They'd been appointed a social worker. They were also involved with myself, dietetics, physiotherapy, speech and language therapy. The class teachers were there as well, and the parents of this child. So that went on for probably about an hour and a half in the end. Plus I had to travel to the school for that, so there was a bit of travel time as well. So that meeting, although the circumstances of a child being in need are obviously quite upsetting and quite emotional, that meeting was actually really productive, and we were able to say a lot of things that we had to say and really work past some barriers that the family were having. So I actually thought it was a really good meeting, and it's always lovely to meet professionals and families of children face to face after working remotely for so long. I think that's a meeting that would previously have been over Microsoft Teams or something like that, so it was just really lovely to be able to go to the school and show my face and introduce myself and meet everyone as well. And on my way back we did have one of our students who I will go on to talk about a bit later. She was finishing her C placement on this day and I'd supervised her throughout, so I called into Greg's and picked her up some donuts and cookies for the office so we could all share in kind of celebration of her doing so well and completing her placement. So that was lovely. So I kind of used my lunch break really to kind of rush into Greg's. When I got back I quickly ate my sandwich and I was ready to go for the afternoon. So at around kind of just after 2 o'clock I think, I had the final review with the student in question. They passed with flying colours and it was an absolutely lovely review just to really consolidate what they'd learned and how they felt about the placement, and it was actually their last placement as well before they go out into the world of work. So it's just really lovely. It was a really positive experience having supervised them throughout their placement and then to do that final review, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I love student training work and this was just a good example of that. We ran through all the final review paperwork. It took just over an hour in the end just to go through everything, make sure we had everything ticked off and signed. At 3 o'clock I actually had a meeting over Microsoft Teams, and this was to shadow a kind of student training centred. So I was actually shadowing a dietitian who works for the trust who organises all of the student training. So I'm one of the student leads. If you'd like me to do a video on student training, by the way, I can do that. I'd love to. It's something I really enjoy talking about and I'm really passionate about. So yeah, drop me a comment down below if that's something you'd like to see. But I'm one of the student leads for our trust, someone who's then in charge of all the student leads and oversees student training in general. So it was a meeting reviewing kind of placement capacity within the area. So we had the universities there as well, the 2 universities that we take students from as a trust, and we had some other kind of important players, important people in the world of student training, and we talked about kind of students' attitudes to placements and how that's been kind of changing over time, what kind of support we can offer them. We talked a little bit about some videos that we're hoping to put together, which is something I did in my last trust. We made some short introductory videos for students starting placement with us, just to put them at ease and kind of introduce them to the team, show them where to go on their first day and things like that. I'm really excited about what we've got to come from the trust in the future in regards to student training, just work through some things like that and some things we're hoping to achieve. And I also went through kind of how we plan our placements and a bit about capacity. So it was overall really interesting and just amazing that I get these opportunities to shadow meetings like this I otherwise might not have been involved in. So I really enjoyed that. It was nice to see some familiar faces, even if it was just virtually. So that meeting was about an hour long, so we wrapped up at about 4 o'clock, and then there was only an hour till home time. So I kind of just finished off bits and bobs that I'd been doing throughout the day, answered any more emails that had come in throughout the day when I was in the meetings and hadn't quite caught up. Did any outstanding admin as well from the morning and from clinics that I'd done over the past few days. I folded some letters, I stamped them, I posted them. So a bit of a bitty kind of hour to end the day, but it quite often is, and I like having that time at the end of the day just to kind of consolidate your thoughts from the day, make any notes. I made some notes about the meeting that I'd gone to, so while it was fresh in my mind, I made some notes about the feedback we'd been given from the student who finished, so that was fresh in my mind and so I could share that with the team. And just kind of tied everything in a nice neat bow. Finished my to-do list, although anyone who works in the NHS knows that the to-do list is never fully completed. It just gets carried over to the next day or the next week because there's always something new to do. So I'm going to pass you back over to voiceover Emily in the video to kind of wrap up and to go through what an evening might look like. But yeah, I hope you found the content of my workday interesting. So this is me getting into my car when I finish work and being very shocked at how dark it is. It was literally pitch black when I left work just after 5, but I got home about 6:15 and immediately put my pyjamas on, of course, and started to make some dinner. So I actually filmed this on bonfire night, and I'd seen an idea that someone made kind of like a bonfire presentation out of sausage and mash, so I did this with some veggie sausages and I made some onion gravy to go with it as well, and it was absolutely delicious. For balance, it was Friday, so I wanted to include that I had a little tipple. I am of legal drinking age and I did only have the one, so we're all good. And then we just watched a bit of TV and I also painted my nails as well, ready for the weekend. So I'm just getting ready for bed here. I'm not a late to bed kind of person. It's usually like 10:30 by the time I'm getting tucked up and all cozy. So I'm just washing my face and brushing my teeth, ready to jump into bed. I do take my contacts out and my makeup off as soon as I come in, just because I leave so early that I've had the contacts in for nearly 12 hours, which is the longest you can have the ones that I wear in. So yeah, I've already done that earlier on. So this is just me doing the final bits of getting ready for bed. So there you have it, that is my day in the life video. Every day is so different, so please don't take this as this is what every day looks like, because that's not the case at all. So it's a super exciting job and I hope that's come across in the video. I hope I've been able to kind of adequately explain things, but like I said, if you have any questions, leave me a comment and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. I really hope you found this video informative or entertaining in any way, and don't forget to give it a big thumbs up if you did, so I know to make more of this style of content. Also, don't forget to subscribe because I do have more videos coming that I'm really excited about and I wouldn't want you to miss out. But thank you so much for watching, I really appreciate it, and I look forward to seeing you in a video very soon. Bye!